In this video, I would like to consider the irony of white liberals calling Clarence Thomas a house slave for siding with the majority in the case which overturned Roe v. Wade recently. Really, the irony couldn't be more delicious, more, as the famous quote from, well, maybe not so famous, but it's famous to me, the quote from Airplane 2 by William Shatner. Irony can be pretty ironic sometimes. That comes to mind here when I think of this situation. Now, since the announcement of the case which overturned Roe v. Wade, Clarence Thomas has been kind of a mad lad. He's been out there trolling the libs, owning the libs, saying things like, now we might want to consider gay marriage, rescinding gay marriage, and rescinding contraception availability, and all kinds of things, and just really getting under the white liberals' skin, getting under their white skin. Now, I don't think that those things are going to happen. I don't see the Supreme Court going back and saying and reversing the prior decision on gay marriage. But who knows? Maybe if, as I said a couple of weeks ago, if this year has taught me anything, it's that anything is possible. As a Catholic, I never thought we would see the Fatima apparitions request actually take place. I never thought we would see the Pope and all of the bishops, or most of the bishops, get together and consecrate Russia to the Sacred Heart of Mary. Some of you, this is probably a nothing issue, but for Catholics, for traditionalist Catholics especially, this was huge. And then that was in March, and then just a couple months later, the reversal of Roe v. Wade. I mean, wow. Two things that I never thought I would see happen in my lifetime. So who knows? But anyway, I want to just focus on this blowback that is taking place, where you see liberals and sometimes it's black liberals, sometimes it's white liberals. It doesn't matter. For somehow all of the prohibitions against using racist language, they all go out the window in the case of somebody like Clarence Thomas. Now you can feel free to use whatever awful slurs you want to use, whatever demeaning kind of language floats your boat. It's all okay if it's a Clarence Thomas or someone of his ilk that you are talking about. But there's a certain irony in the fact, or in the way in which they associate him with doing the white man's will somehow, because he sided with the conservative majority in this case on the subject of abortion, or really, it's not even about abortion. It's about whether the Constitution states that abortion should be legal everywhere in all 50 states, and it plainly does not, right? So you can be somebody who is just fine, just peachy keen with abortion, with legalized abortion, but who could also recognize that, that decision really wasn't a wise one, because you can't have you can't have the judiciary deciding something to be lawful or not. That's up to the legislature, right? You want to make abortion legal, then it should be the legislature who votes to make abortion legal. Now, I think that's out of bounds personally, because I'm not a Democrat with a little d, first of all, and I don't believe that I mean, I think that certain natural laws transcend democratic procedures. So it's like the whole idea of democracy being, two foxes and one sheep voting over what's for dinner. It's that sort of thing happening in this case, and with where it's plainly plainly goes against natural law. But that's another side issue. The point is, abortion should never have been declared to be legal in all 50 states by the Supreme Court. That was clear overreach on the Supreme Court's part. That was never legitimate. And this correction, therefore, was the right call, regardless of how you feel about abortion. But given that the majority of the court are probably against abortion, given that most of them are devoted Catholics, as has been pointed out many times, and has led to a new anti-Catholic animus out there in the culture, and threats against Catholic churches and against pregnancy centers by Antifa terrorists, and so forth. I just want to home in on the irony of calling Clarence Thomas a house slave for his part in this decision. It's like there's a degree of historical illiteracy that is it blows my mind. People simply do not know that Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was an avid eugenicist and a racist who wanted to curb the population of the Negro. And she was not alone. There were many others of a very similar mindset to her. But that was what was behind the founding of Planned Parenthood, was the depopulation agenda, not just of blacks, of course, but of undesirables of all races. But I think honing in particularly on blacks, and she attempted to propagandize amongst the black population, and there are records of Margaret Sanger and her compatriots doing what they could to try to spread the gospel of depopulation amongst blacks. So now you have Clarence Thomas, a conservative black man, giving this ruling against abortion, against legalized abortion being legislated by fiat by the Supreme Court, but also more broadly speaking, I think against the whole institution of abortion, and getting called, getting pelted with racial slurs by white liberals, when all along it was an older generation of white liberal leftists like Margaret Sanger, who started Planned Parenthood with the express purpose of culling the Negro population. And so somehow Clarence Thomas is an Uncle Tom for going against this institution that has this legacy of slaughtering black children in the womb. That makes Clarence Thomas a traitor to his race? No, it makes him the very opposite. It makes him an upholder of his race. It makes him one who is standing up for his race, for the most vulnerable among his own race, not just among his own race, but since Planned Parenthood was so keen on curbing the black population, it really is beyond ironic. It's again, I quote one of my favorite television characters, Brian Krakow, from My So-Called Life. I mean, can you get any more ironic without actually puking? That was what he said, and that's what I'm saying about this current state of things. White liberal leftists pelting this black man with racial slurs for essentially adjudicating this issue in a manner that is favorable to his own race. Is it he who's the Uncle Tom, or is it the black pro-abortionists, the ones who went along with Margaret Sanger, who were gulled into cooperating with Planned Parenthood? Are they not the true traitors to their own race? And again, I know I'm saying all this as a white man, but I mean, it just holds up. You substitute black for any other race under these circumstances, and it holds up. Clarence Thomas is the very opposite of what they're accusing him of being for his role in reversing Roe v. Wade. Those are my thoughts on this July 4th occasion. Thanks for watching, and by the way, check out my just to say this at the end, check out my BitChute channel. I have a couple of new things there that are not fit for YouTube. So go to, I'll leave the link below. You can check that out. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all soon.